Well, why is wisdom, why she is crying in the streets? Well, really, this is not really complicated of what King Solomon is saying. It's not as complicated of what he is really saying. It's just simply looking at reality. Why wisdom is crying on the street. It's just simple. Really, I'm going to keep it simple. And 100 that I love doing. And the simple idea why wisdom is crying out in the sleep. My duckies are way over there, but my duckies is hiding up in here. They don't want to get a picture of them, but I'm going to try to get them a picture right there. See, I hope you see them. They're right there. They're trying to hide. There they go. You see them? They're trying to hide from the sun. I'm just trying to get a picture of y'all duckies trying to hide over here. Okay? I'm not going to bother y'all. My ducky needs some rain because that pond is getting dried out. They're trying to really hide from me because I guess I keep harassing them. I saw a ducky in there. Nope, they're not in there. Thought I did. Well, enough of the ducks. All right, why does wisdom cry on the street? Well, here's the thing. What goes on in the streets? Oh boy. I think you know what goes on in the streets, unfortunately, in the world system that is influenced in more negativity than positive things. Yes, it's a world, we live in a world that people are more likely to be about something wrong or doing something wrong than doing something right. Yes, that unfortunately people that, operate in pride, perform these be characteristics of foolishness. Yes. And they did this ideal of, I'm better than you better than me, or you got more than I got, and I'm gonna take from you, you know what I'm saying? And all kind of, unfortunately, evil spirits that are dwelling around here because of world system. The mass majority of the world system is doing practices of, altars to other gods and goddesses. Oh, nobody. That really factors a whole lot concerning a civilization. They are influenced by gods and goddesses. They're going to teach the people to do negative things, and to do things that will cause them to do foolish acts towards other people, negative acts towards other people. And people are resulting to do foolish things concerning the ideal of their conscience. I mean, come on. I mean, the conscience is, everybody has a conscience. But it's something about when a society, trying to make sense of doing acts that are clearly something that is that will bring hurt, pain, and strife to other people, and and they get away with it. Unfortunately, they and many people, the mass majority say if the mass majority like it, then everybody got to do it. What's going on in King Solomon's days too, probably way before King Solomon's day. I mean, because it says in Genesis 6 that God saw the world and it was doing evil continuously. You know what I'm saying? A world system that's doing evil continuously happening. So in that time, in that sequence, that evil continued on. And unfortunately, if we read, I believe Genesis 9, old Nimrod, want to get to pretty much the baton and do more and they passed the evil torch to Nimrod, and he wants to unite everybody all together to do more evil against the God. And now you create, civilizations of people that are worshiping gods and goddesses that are against God to, do practices and, altar worship that comes against the creation of God, as you know about Moloch, Moloch, wants to get rid of kids, want to get rid of the future generations of, child sacrifice, and, it's a whole lot of them, Ashtar and all kind of evil morons out there, and what can you do with all this evil happening everywhere and continuously, going? But now wisdom is about, giving people the right application of knowledge, the right way to apply things among other people. You know what I'm saying? And trying to help. Wisdom is all about she is trying to preserve humanity with the right application of knowledge concerning God. You know what I'm saying? That is going to help humanity, live better. You know what I'm saying? Make better decisions that you can live a better life. But what if a society, that is surrounding around is influencing people to do negative things, and negative things are happening, and of course confusion, conflict, and chaos is happening in the streets. Guess what? In result, to see the demise of people that are going to follow foolishness because everybody else is following foolishness, and you follow the trend of foolishness, and you end up, the wages of sin is death, you know what I'm saying? And everybody, and dead bodies, blood on the streets, negativity on the streets, sin in the streets, prostitution in the streets, all kind of negative things that is contrary to what God has created us to do, you know what I'm saying? Concerning creation. Everything that comes against creation, that wisdom is trying to give people the understanding of how to follow this way of direction to preserve human lives, to continue to live life and life more abundantly, because we are created for life. Everything that is created to exist is to exist for a purpose, not to create for destruction. It doesn't make sense to really create something for destruction. Destruction is the opposite side of creation, I mean, you think that will be so simple for people to have, but when people are operated and when people allow themselves to be influenced by a society that is conditioning their minds to television, radio, movies, whatever communication thing they can get their hands on, to say that foolishness is supposed to make sense to do negative towards another person, that's going to keep wisdom, tears flowing out of her eyes, and wisdom going to keep on crying as much as more foolishness continually happening. That I really want to repeat again. Wisdom is going to keep on crying to as much foolishness is continually happening. Wisdom cares about the condition of humanity and the ideal of the decisions that humanity makes even each and every day, because wisdom is trying on the agenda to preserve everybody, that they will follow the decisions and help them see for themselves. Now, see, one thing I love about wisdom is not about telling people what to do, telling people what's right, but it's all about presenting the ideal of both perspectives. As what you read about King Solomon is about presenting both perspectives, that wisdom will do this and foolishness will do that. That's when you look at and study Proverbs, that I love doing, looking at Proverbs and seeing what wisdom is. King Solomon is allowing wisdom to give him direction and give him understanding concerning the things of God, that, is trying to help people to see what they need to see within their hearts. Now, notice I talk about Matthew 13, that Jesus says they have eyes but they can't see, they have ears but they can't hear, neither do they understand in their hearts. Now, as you know, that Proverbs 4:7 says wisdom is the principal thing. Wisdom is the principal thing. And with all thy getting wisdom, get understanding. See, understanding in your heart. And if you study Proverbs, you will see a pattern of the understanding heart. As we supposed to have an understanding heart that we will see within ourselves. It's not about somebody telling me what's right, but within myself, I can clearly see what's right and what's wrong concerning the eyesight of something that is about pretty much preserving creation. God's wisdom will always be ideal of preserving his creation. It will not be a wisdom of about destroying creation, as what you see if you study Proverbs, that creation really destroys itself. Yeah, that it says in Proverbs somewhere, it says the wicked people will be destroyed by their own wickedness. You know what I'm saying? And what I love about the ideal of that people, that foolishness, you become a victim of your own foolishness. You know what I'm saying? Nobody doesn't, do you wrong, but you operating in foolishness will cause your own demise, is what the pattern of wisdom has put before King Solomon allowed himself to let wisdom show him what is wise concerning to live and live better lives. You know what I'm saying? To preserve life is what God's wisdom will always be about doing, and to help preserve other people's lives. People hear, people say, "Oh, that guy teach a lot of wisdom and teach a lot of, oh goodness." This guy teach wisdom. He's a smart person. But if that wisdom is something that will not help another individual, you know what I'm saying, to help understand something, it's not of the wisdom of God, because God's wisdom will be about helping somebody and putting you in a better position and helping somebody see certain things right in their position. So for the sake of preserving creation is what she is all about. But I'm finna, give you a little hint of wisdom. Like it says, in the spirit of the deep, the spirit of the Lord fell on the face of the deep. And the thing is, that spirit of the Lord is a her, and she operates in wisdom. You know what I'm saying? That I did some research on that. But the thing is, wisdom, she's going to cry out. Now watch this. When I talked about her fell on the face of the deep. Now notice that God in there created a firmament, of water, a firmament on top and a firmament on the bottom. Now what you must understand is ideal of the wisdom that King Solomon's talking about is when men start doing wickedness, the rain came. You know what I'm saying? And that rain is of that water from the spirit of the Lord that comes down on the earth to cleanse evil from the face of the earth. And that woman that comes down from the face of the earth, that's wisdom. And wisdom comes to cleanse, to clean up what is done, to make things right, what went wrong is what wisdom is all about doing. And wisdom is about helping society to see the simple idea, just like I'm giving you, to preserve creation, make decisions that will be all about preserving creation. But if you on that foolishness, you only create your own destruction concerning following this ideal system of darkness that hurts one another and destroys one another, and you are really much a follower of Satan, because Satan comes to steal, kill, and destroy. If your actions and what you do, the words you say, things you do, is a pattern of destruction, you are in the image of foolishness concerning the ideal of Satan comes to do, is to make fools out of everybody and to operate in darkness to be destruction. But wisdom will cry out to humanity and say, you need to understand what you're supposed to be doing concerning the sake of creation, to preserve yourself and preserve one another and preserve the ways of God, that God has created everything and where it's supposed to be. All right, that's the message I got. To God be the glory. Come from whatever in Jesus' name, amen.